Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats.
Well, as they say, you can't always get what you want, but you can usually get what you need. And if you're within the sound of my voice, that must mean you are in the seats with, once more, as always, my name is Dave Voigt, and I'm the host of this podcast where we sit down with a wide-ranging variety of industry professionals and we pick their brain about current projects, state of the industry, how they got started, and so very much more in a light and in a conversational fashion. And if you like how we do things around here, I'm going to go out on a limb and assume that you do. You can listen to the podcast. You can find us over at Apple, Amazon, Spotify, Google, basically wherever you get your podcasts. And plus, we archive every single one of our episodes over at our In the Seats YouTube channel. So if you can give us a like and subscribe there as well, we would absolutely appreciate it. Also, don't hesitate to follow us on social media. You can find us on Facebook, on Twitter, and on Instagram at, you guessed it, we're in the seats for all sorts of fun updates. And finally, and I do dare say most importantly, please pay us a visit over at intheseats.ca for all the latest and greatest from the world of film, television, basically the moving image at large. Because if we love to watch it and write about it, and talk about it, we love it when you come by and read about it and listen about it. So please pay us a visit. On this episode, we're talking about one of those films that just warms the cockles of your heart, isn't it? It is in theaters now everywhere. It's Marcel, the Shell with Shoes On, which is the feature adaptation of the animated short film series with a mollusk by the name of Marcel, and he shares his philosophies on life and family and so much other stuff in between. It is a delightful movie and easily one of the best of the year, and we had the unique pleasure of partaking in a round table with the one and only director and co-writer of the film, Mr. Dean Fleischer-Camp. So I guess you'd call this a micro episode, because we're only asked him one question, we got one answer, but we were really struck by how philosophical a character Marcel is, and just sort of his musings on life. And it's really one of those films that really manages to sort of paint a very sort of adult and really interesting examination of life, death, and how it's presented to young ones and even adults, really, because it's Marcel brings up some hard topics, but he tends to find some really this and real answers, and it's a delightful film, which is, like I said, is in theaters everywhere. So please go check it out. But first, enjoy this this short little talk with Dean Fleischer-Camp, which we join in mid-progress. But enjoy, and like I said, go check out Marcel, the Shell with Shoes On. It is in theaters everywhere, but enjoy hearing from Dean Fleischer-Camp, because between you and us, this is a good one.
And surprising, I was just like, oh yeah, that joke I forgot was funny 3.5 years ago is really funny and gets a big laugh. It's thrilling. The memes that people have been making are incredible, and I don't know, I'm just grateful for the entire experience.
Well, I mean, Dean, obviously, just like everyone will say, congratulations on the film, and I absolutely loved it. But I mean, I think the thing that really struck me was just how much of a sort of philosophical character Marcel is, with sort of these mediations on life and death and love. I mean, for you, when you and Jenny were sort of developing the character, was that always sort of the impetus to sort of give us this prism of life through this unique character?
I think the original short that I made was, there wasn't too much thought put into it. I made it in like 48 hours, and Jenny and I wrote it very quickly, and she improvised, and I crafted the character very quickly. It was all kind of a rush and just done on a whim because it made us laugh. But I think what we realized once we saw the response and once we started making a few more shorts was like that this character is so much richer and deeper than he, appears, and that there was so much more to explore about him. There was such a rich inner life, and it always feels like a total pleasure to write for this character, to create stories for him. And I often find that I feel like I'm like just as moved by and inspired by him and by his circumstances in life and his approach to life as anyone.
Fantastic.
And don't forget to visit our friends over at Bay Street Video for all your DVD, Blu-ray rental, or purchasing needs this summer, as they are still open for curbside and some mailing delivery as well. Over at 1172 Bay Street, Toronto, Ontario, Canada, you can give them a call at 416-964-9088. That's 416-964-9088. Or send them an email at baystreetvideoto@gmail.com for any of your DVD and Blu-ray needs.